They're locked in here. All they could do is wander up and down this lane. He locked them in this lane with no food or water, solely to harass our household. Because he knows Donna Ross has been complaining at the hospital that she got sick and had to go there because of exactly this. That he's blocking off our easement by necessity, the only reasonably practicable easement out of our home, with all these cattle. So he injured Donna Ross and make her sick, and she had to go to the hospital, and they couldn't even get onto our property to pick her up. They had to pick her up way down by the front out on Harold's Lane. But Hall doesn't care how many humans he physically injures, maims, service dogs, injures, maims, the mayhem. He doesn't care. All he cares about is his cattle greed. He'll keep too many cattle to the point he can't feed them, and they're all ribs. And then he'll breed them on top of that. He doesn't get hay. When he runs out of money, he doesn't get feed for these animals. He's breeding them in starvation condition. They told me they couldn't afford to vaccinate them. It's the highest order of probability they have contagious diseases. I've seen lesions on them, and after they're this close to the horses, snot goes through the horses, and these horses don't go off our property. And the courts are allowing it. The courts are allowing him to repeatedly do this because I have autism, so they will never take me seriously. And they have unnatural aversions to my autism because they don't have any 40 hours of mandatory autism training like every law enforcement officer in the state of Florida is required to have. If they did, they wouldn't dislike me so much they deny me due process rights and won't ever protect me. None of these courts have protected me. Every lawyer and every judge in the state of Florida should have to have mandatory 40 hours of autism training every single year to keep their licenses and their jobs. Florida is one of the worst states for abuse of autistic people. There's no way an ambulance can make it down this back access easement. And the only thing they tell Donna Ross is, and this is coming from a legal aid that is tied in again to Three Rivers. Every time you find it's tied into Three Rivers, and Carl Schwait sits on the board of directors of Three Rivers, and the advice we're getting is David and Mary Petrano have to sue. Over and over and over again. And then when we're told we have to sue, the lawyers run in and they file vexatious and frivolous pleadings and tell us we can't sue. Even if we spend hundreds of hours of law school trained pre-suit investigation and money investigating the facts, use our legal education to investigate the law, they come in and they just lie and they just tell the judges it's frivolous and malicious with no